Oh, referendums, how good are they, John?
Yeah.
Who doesn't love a referendum?
All right. Let me be very clear. So look, I want to play. I just want to play you, and there have been some things today. There have been tapes exposed this morning that the fellow running the No campaign for one of the organisations has been advising people that when they make phone calls, don't say you're from the No case. Talk about reparations. Talk about potential land grabs. Good evening to you.
Oh, referendums, how good are they, John?
Yeah.
Who doesn't love a referendum?
All right. Let me be very clear. So look, I want to play. I just want to play you, and there have been some things today. There have been these comments about the No case as it is prosecuted by some. Have a listen what she said.
Every time the No case raises one of their arguments, if you start pulling it apart, you get down to base racism. I'm sorry to say it, but that's where it lands. Or just sheer stupidity.
Okay, so she said the arguments that are being put out when they're picked apart come to base racism or sheer stupidity. Now, that burst out this afternoon. It's been described as on a par with Hillary Clinton calling half the Trump voters deplorables. It's seen as a seminal moment, although the polling this week, the repeated polling, and Joe Hildebrand is someone who is a open supporter of the Yes case. If it wasn't done, is this the nail in the coffin?
Yeah, I think you'd have to say it is. I'm here in Darwin, where you can actually see the disadvantage. You can see the gap between Indigenous and non-Indigenous, right up close every single day, every time you walk down the street. It's an amazing city. I absolutely love it. I love the top end. But you can see the desperate sort of practical need here. And it's been pretty depressing. It was pretty depressing to know that, every poll is pointing to failure already. I was resorting to, I'm a good Catholic boy, John, as you know. I was resorting to prayer. But then when Marcia Langton's comments were instantly texted to me by a quite a prominent No supporter in the media, a mate of mine, good mate of mine, but he just sent me the article with no comment attached, and no comment was necessary because we both knew when he sent it that this was the end, and it's incredibly depressing. I do not know why we, as the Yes campaign or whatever, are sabotaging ourselves like this. It's awful. It's not the first time Marcia Langton has been incredibly unhelpful in her comments. It's interesting to see now she's sort of denying that she actually said the precise things that was. I mean, to be honest, I read the reports. It seemed to be that the reports reported what she said.
Because at times it was conflated into saying she was calling No voters stupid and racist, and she was saying that the arguments that are being put by people, when you pull them apart, it's base racism or stupidity. Now, in the end, she said, well, you're wrong. But Chris says here, you're in the Northern Territory seeing disadvantaged Indigenous people, Aborigines. Why can't you call the NIAA, that's one of the organisations that's supposed to be doing this, and look after them, the people who need help, pass on, all right, this is what's happening, what are you doing about it? That's number one. And then I mentioned a couple of days ago on the program, in fact it was last night, I mentioned Moree, for instance, some interviews the Australian did over the weekend with some of the people who work with Indigenous people in Moree, some fantastic education initiatives and other things that are happening in Moree. Those people were saying, well, a lot of us are going to vote no because we can't actually see how this is going to help us, and we're not really sure we're going to have a say on the voice. How are we going to be part of it? And then I looked at their websites. These are all organisations that are doing really quite innovative work to try and get young people into education, into work, which is what we're all talking about. And I'm thinking, well, if there's all these people there, surely we can reach out to them without putting something in the Constitution and having this divisive debate that